Good morning, traders. Welcome to the Thunderdome. What a bloodbath we are having across cryptos and the stock market. Good Lord. But this is why I've been saying be very cautious with everything because there's so much volatility and the market is crazy right now. All this stuff going on, this money printing, this is the stuff I've been concerned about. Stock market's going to be opening up right at the 50-day. It may try to bounce, but I don't know. I don't think so. Looking at the VIXY, people are starting to buy that up. Yeah, I know people had to take some hits because I took some hits overnight. But I got a little bit of a watch list, but I'm not even making a watch list until we get in the market open because I want to see what the market's going to do. This is going to be rough territory we're getting in if we crack this 50-day today. I think the air is coming out of the bubbles. And it's coming out way faster than I was expecting. So we'll see what we'll see what happens here today. I mean, the crypto bubble definitely popped. This is Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down to 32,000. I mean, that is an insane drop from 58,000 down to 32. Just a massive dump, and it's all across the crypto markets. And gold's still up to 1865. Silver dipping back a little bit, but I don't know. It's not looking. Gold and silver are the only things that are holding up. But they're still not ripping. But I think if we see the market crack below 406 today, I think we'll see quite a pullback. Well, I guess I can start looking to see. I'm scared to scan. I'm scared to see what's out there right now. Let's see. AMC, SOS, some volume there. So we do have some volume in some stocks. Crypto's a bloodbath, and so is the stock market. If you haven't looked at the SPY yet, the SPY is down pretty hard. I'm alright because I had to pull a bunch of my money from cryptos. Well, I didn't have to, but I pulled a bunch of money from my cryptos a couple of weeks ago for the down payment on this property. And that's why I was saying I did that, was because the market was really up. So, I mean, I did take some hits in the money that I have left in the cryptos. But my stock portfolio is getting hit too. Like, no, there's not a safe market right now, except for gold and silver. Nah, it's not tulip mania. Cryptos will come back up at some point. Like cryptos aren't going to go away like tulips did. It, it's there's a lot wrong with the world. I've been saying it. I've been warning that. The money printing and the inflation and the U.S. bond yields and all that. I've been pre-warning everybody for 6 months now. We may be heading into. Yeah, but tulips you can buy cheap. Cryptos right now is a pretty good buying opportunity. More than likely, once the cryptos find the bottom. But I mean, you can. I'm not even gonna go with the tulip mania argument right now because the stock market's crashing too. It's not like it's just cryptos crashing. The stock market is looking pretty bloody. If anything, crypto's selling off the way they did is it's going to drop the market because you got to think of all the companies that invested in cryptos. Morning, Taylor. Everybody's just freaking. I mean, that's just the natural way of trading and investing. People start losing money, they start freaking out. It's the herd mentality. Just as the herd has been pushing cryptos up to all new highs. Pushing over new highs like every other day or whatever. Well, things can't go straight up forever. It's natural. This is a natural part of being an investor and trader. You got to be ready for the big swings in volatile times like this. But you got to think about how many new people came into the stock market and cryptos over last year because so many people were at home. They were trying to learn. Uh, they were trying to figure out ways to make money at home. So you've got a whole bunch of new people, which a bunch of them probably will not ever invest again after this. But it is what it is. You got to be ready. And if things start hitting the fan, I mean, long term investments will come back. But like I said, I'll be very surprised if the SPY uh, rebounds. If the market rebounds this morning, that'd be pretty wild. If the stock market does rebound, cryptos will probably have a decent rebound too. But I am not. I don't. God, Marin Rye is going to get destroyed. Oh, I should probably check my swing. I'm going to have to get out of my swing. Hopefully that hasn't crashed to the ground yet. My swing's alright, but I'm going to be hopping out of my swing as soon as the market opens, that's for sure, because I know that thing is going to crash hard. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get this order ready, but I'm jumping out of the swing, because this is a crypto company, and boy, 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 boy. Yeah, yeah, and I've been saying I said it on the crypto channel a couple of days ago on the crypto updates. I was saying if Bitcoin cracks 40, it's gonna go down to 30, maybe 25, but I don't. Bitcoin won't go any lower than that. But yeah, I mean it's not the end of the world. Cryptos are gonna come back, just like the stock market does. Cryptos came back the last time that they had a big crash. So But don't. I'm just telling you guys, don't be surprised if the stock market opens up and turns straight blood red and starts just crashing. Yeah, look how red it is already. Well, you may be holding for a while. That's what I'm saying. Like, the markets aren't going to just rebound. Well, with cryptos, they possibly could. I mean, you see how much they sold off last night. That they could end up rebounding just as fast. But if the stock market cracks, then yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Well, it's not all over. If the, it's just if the stock market. I mean, the market's going to be opening right at that 50 days, so it's very. It's more than likely. And looking at this pattern, you got this stupid little candle here that usually leads to a sell-off where it got rejected off the downtrend. Um, so it's going to open right there. Actually, at this point, it's going to open below the 50-day moving average. Yeah, I would say put your seatbelts on. When the market opens, it's going to get wild. It's going to get real wild. Nah, I don't know. I wouldn't touch AMC. I'm not like I said. I'm not touching anything for the first 30 minutes for sure. Because I think the air is coming out of the bubbles. But this is where it's going to be good times if you don't lose all your money in these crashes. Coming back up on the rebound, there'll be plenty of opportunities and buying opportunities. Guess I'll just throw some of these over. I know Ryan Maier's not going to go up. Whew. Well, that Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, that's gonna affect stuff. Yeah, I ain't touching anything. There's not there's not anything that even looks good right now. Yeah, I'll be very surprised if the stock market rebounds. But like Litecoin, my big holding and stuff. All my Litecoin average cost is $100, so I'm still up on Litecoin and Ether, where I've got Ether at 1,000. Like some of my positions. Just lost value, but I actually like to see this pullback in the cryptos. I'm glad it's happening because it's going to really give some good buying opportunities for some big rips. But trend lines everywhere are going to be cracking. But the question is, if the stock market starts dropping here, where's the money going to go to? The money go back to cryptos, or we going to go to gold and silver? Or is investors going to go to real estate and push the real estate market up even more? Don't know. That is the mystery that I've been trying to figure out, is where it's all going to go, because I saw the signs that this was coming eventually, but I just don't know where the money's going to go at this point. I mean, I know money's been going into gold and silver, precious metals, commodities. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here at market open. It is a very, like I said, it is possible that the stock market rebounds, and then we could see a big rebound possibly in cryptos. But I just don't know right now. Because if the air is out of these bubbles, then these bubbles are going to pull back. Alright guys, we got about 10 minutes here. I'm going to go take a quick break before we start watching the market here before market open, and we'll see what happens. But I would say get ready. I'd say buckle up. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm actually going to scan. Well, I don't know. I almost want to just look at commodities. I don't know. Let's just wait and see what happens here at market open. I'm not going to make any, like I said, I'm not making any moves until we see market open here. I wonder if there's any news headlines. Oh God, Tesla is stuck with over 10,000 cars on factory hold, resulting in a logistical nightmare. The Galapagos Rock Formation Darwin's Arch has collapsed. I'm not seeing anything in the news headlines. And I definitely listened to the Axios report. People are misinterpreting. How do you misinterpret the CDC saying if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask anymore? Like, how do you misinterpret that? That's pretty, pretty straightforward, I thought, but I don't know. Fauci's the champ. Fauci is the champ of all the Keebler elves. He's the Keebler elf king. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. All right, we got 2 minutes before market opens, and come on. Oh, wait, never mind. But there is a lot of there's a lot of issues too. Like there's a buildup of supply shortages everywhere because. And Peter Schiff was saying this just yesterday too. He was on the Ben Shapiro show. But we've not been producing any goods. The United States has been closed down for so long, and nobody wants to work. Plus, we're having this whole strike thing against capitalism where everybody's doesn't want to work because they think their pay is bad. Maybe some of theirs are. But that is really affecting businesses. My wife has been trying to hire people, and this week has been a rough week for her as she's had people walking out and not showing up and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of nonsense going on right now that's going to cause a lot of issues. But we haven't been manufacturing goods. So we've been getting all this money from the government, and we've been buying the goods from China. Well, we don't have any goods here. We're out. You said SPY might go to 400 in the next week, and the SPY is probably gonna go to 400 today. Honestly, I'd be surprised. Like I said, if the SPY rebounds today, I'll be very surprised because we're gapping down. So we're gapping down right at the 50. So if it doesn't rebound here, it's going to drop some more. The only thing I could think that like maybe would help the market rebound is since crypto's crashed, maybe money will go into the stock market. But I highly doubt it. Because it's also cracking this uptrend. So if it doesn't hold this 406 area, then c'est la vie. Oh, I need to get out of APLD swing. Let's see, 132. Let's go. Let's go. There's no volume on this at all. Oh, there they come. Oh, I gotta get this done fast because this is gonna start dropping. Yeah, let me out of here. Oh. It's not good. Oh boy, why can't I get in here? Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. We got a fucking crazy spread here. There we go. Get me out of here. Get me out of this swing. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, that sucks, Taylor. That sucks, Taylor, bro. Like, you know, you gotta be cautious. Get me out of here. There's a lot of buyers at 130, but I just might have to match 130. I'm gonna be safe on this and just try to match 130 real quick. See if I can get out. No. There we go. Okay, I'm out of the swing now. And I was up on the swing. That's just a profit loss for the day or whatever. SPY trying to rebound a little bit. Let's see, what do we got going on? VXXX is at the top of the NYSE. But we should. Ooh, LIXT. Very interesting looking. Above all indicators. Some resistance at 4, but it's kind of in a downtrend. It's the AMC cracking more. That's what I was saying. I wouldn't even look at AMC or any of that. MOSY. MOSY. I like as well. Put MOSY up here. MOSY. Take APD off. So we're done with that swing. I'm not touching that anymore. LPTH starting to come back up. We're going to be running into a ton of resistance. Oh, there's a rejection. Here we go. Woo! Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I'd say get ready. Get ready for this drop. Buckle up. VIXY popping up. TGT running. Oh, Target. Why the hell is Target running? All the things that could be running. All right, let's see here. Oh boy. LBTH or LPTH? LPTH? Yeah, I know, Jamie. I'm thinking about getting in VIXY. I'm going. Wait, I'm not. That's weird. Whoa. 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 Oh boy. What's going on here? Boy, that is a nice delay going on this order. And it's not letting me cancel it. Okay. Sure what's going on there. Damn, I don't want to get it this high. But if the SPY starts dropping more, it's going to rip. I'm going to wait a second before. Oops. Kind of leaning towards MOSY here. Yeah, there goes the SPY. Well, we'll see ya. It's testing the 406 support. Oh, never mind. Now it's cracking. Goldfields, yeah, so gold is popping right now. Gold. Yeah, most of these gold stocks are green. This is a gold company. TRD making a nice pop up. What's up, Elvis? Good morning, buddy. SPY, a little rebound now, 406, so it is trying to hold the 50-day so far. Yeah, Cirque's on a nice little uptrend right at the moment. That could turn around at any point. See, MLSY popping back up. I'm gonna go here on MLSY. Starting to push up. It's made a nice move so far. It's very low float, so if it gets big buying volume, it starts to get pumped. It could run, but it is kind of sketchy at the moment. We don't even have a million in volume on it, but it is moving up. Just if you get anything, keep an eye on the SPY. The SPY is coming back down again. Down in that 460 or 406 area. There you go, going bargain shopping on the oil, Elvis. So we did have a big buyer on MOSY come in at 111. Needs to break over. Needs to break out here real soon if it's going to do it. I'm starting to move. There we go. MOSY starting to move a little bit. There we go. Come on, let's see this big volume come in and push this bad boy up. It's very low float, so it won't take much. See, 450. It's going to be resistance. And pretty much 450 if it can break through 425 here. And here maybe, let's see. There we go, break through the 425. Let's go on up to 450 MOSY, why not? Oh, no, we're still getting hung up in the 425 area. So there's a seller sitting there. So we still got to break through that area. Oh, never mind. There we go. A bit of a spread. You get through this 430 area. There's some sellers sitting at 429. Yeah, and 430. Now we're testing that 430 area. 446, there's some sellers sitting. Come on, MOSY, you can do it. Break over 430. There you go. Very nice, very nice. Still pushing. This could get some big buying volume, man. This thing could really rip. We're moving up, but not off of a lot of volume. I mean, these volume bars on like 200,000 and stuff. So if we got a million in buying volume, this thing would rip. Whether they'll do it or not, I don't know. It might. It's starting to go. It's starting to go here. Up to 440. 442, 445. Oh, can we get a big 450 breakout? How frisky are you going to get? Oh my. Oh my. So still testing that 450 area at the moment. Bid's starting to stack at 450 though. If 450 can start holding that support. No, I'm fixing if it doesn't hold 450, I'm getting out. But I'm trying to give it a chance. It's testing 450 at the moment. And like I said, we haven't got that big a buying volume yet, but still, I want to be careful here. But it looks like we're going to push for a new high. Another new high, possibly. Boom, there we go. Very nice. Let's go, MOSY. Everybody, all the rest of the markets may be dropping, but it's you and me, baby. Me and you. Let's go. See if it can break 465. It's trying, but it is off that moving average. Testing 465. Let's see. I'm locking out. So, little $20 win there, but on a day like today, I'll take it. I will take it. Oh boy, are you serious, Jamie? Like, I hope you didn't put your rent money into any investments. But look at this, guys. This is perfect little triangle breakout there. So this is why I went on this before it ever had any volume or anything, is because nothing else is going on. LPTH had too much resistance ahead of it. Circ was just kind of slowly moving up. SOS not doing anything. I mean, there's nothing doing anything. So MOSY was the only thing to me that I saw that had any potential to break out because it was above all indicators and it was getting some buying volume. Damn, it's still ripping pretty hard. Still ripping. Very nice rip. Ooh, it shook me out. I should have jumped out. Damn, I'm leaving a lot of money on the table. I thought this might be what was going to happen. So yeah, the good thing is when the market is like this and it starts dropping and crashing and nobody's going to put their money in any of the large cap or mid caps, so you get the penny stock market heating up. So I'd say this is a pretty good sign that we may have a heat up in penny stocks over the next couple of weeks, because that's a good breakout. That's a great, perfect breakout play right there. Boy, look at the run on that. And it looks like it's about to get halted. Yep, and it is halted. Did anybody get some of this? Did anybody play this at all? Because I know that one live, uh, I sold the runner because I didn't know if it was going to break out for sure. We haven't had any hot breakouts. I was just speculating that this was going to be the start of a hot penny stock market. We've not had any breakouts like this all week. Why would I expect it to happen today? I was just thinking, well, if nothing else is going on, we may see some volume, and there was no other choices but MOSY. I got out of it and made a profit. I don't want to hear you whining that I didn't hold it long enough, Daniel B. Come on now. It may keep ripping. Like I said, I wasn't expecting. I wasn't sure if this was going to be hot penny stock time or not. So I had to take it at that 450. That was strong resistance at 454.65. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not worried about the rest of this money I left on the table. If we're going into a hot penny stock market where we're going to see rips like this every day, I'm not worried about it, especially the type of market where you only have one or two options. Then it makes it really easy. But yeah, I did leave quite a bit. It's probably going to open up and it may gap up. Possibly. I don't know. It could sell off though. It did just run a whole dollar out of that rip. Well, I got in at 415 and sold at 460, so about, what's that math? 35, about 45 cents a share. Yeah, about 40 cents a share. That's what I made. Well, I don't know if I can get back in or not. My funds, I might have used all my funds. Let me see what I got left. Well, actually, no, I probably still have funds, so yeah, I probably could get back in it here in a little bit. I'm not going to buy it right here, though. Yeah, I still got funds. I could get back in this. No, I got funds still. I only went 50 shares on that. I could have went 100. I didn't. Like I said, though, I'm not going to take a big shot when we've not had any penny stock runners hardly. And MOSY still only up 36%. Like, I don't know if this is going to be a 100% runner or not, but that'll be the real clue. If MOSY goes crazy out of this halt and runs another 70%, then I think that'll be probably. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. If the market starts crashing, then it could be a little. It could get a little sketchy. We could be. Entering some time, and we may stay in the times where we have some big rippers every other day or something, and pullbacks, and who knows? Who knows at this point? But I like seeing this rip on this. That just shows me that money is on the sidelines and bored right now. Plug my phone in real quick. Yeah, I may look for another entry here, maybe, depending on what it does after this halt. Jeez, Bitcoin and Litecoin are back up. Oh, here we're out of the halt here. So it did get a nice push up to 540. So not too bad. May start trying to go again here. Going, starting to go again. I get filled at 548. Let's see if it can keep ripping here. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. See, we're gonna break 575 and rip to 6. We're getting real close. Whoa, all over the place. I'm about to lock this out. Damn, I should have locked it out up for 470, 574, but that's alright. Let's see if 550 can hold here. If it's not, if it can't, then I'm going to get out. There's some selling pressure at 550, but we are way off of that. All over the place right now. The volume is getting wild on this thing. You see bids start stacking 550 here. Trying to, little, there we go. We got a decent buyer in that 550. He's getting taken out though. Big buyer just came in at 547. Bids are starting to stack at 50. Look at there. Look at the bids starting to stack. Starting to push back up here. Where's the tops of these candles at here? 567. This little downtrend going. Oh. Quick little drop there. I may have to hop out. Big buyer at 535. We are all over the place right now. Oh shit. I didn't mean to hit sell yet. Maybe it'll work out in my favor, but I didn't mean to hit sell yet. I had my finger holding it down, and then I let go, and I thought I didn't. I thought I hit it, and I tried to, like, I don't know what just happened there. My brain. But it may have worked out in my favor. I don't know yet. We'll see. Oh, look at there, Daniel B. I didn't lose the money that I gained. I lost $2 of it. You want to talk some more trash? Just cause Bitcoin crashed doesn't mean that you know everything. accident saved me? Did it? Looks to me like it's saving me from making money. This is a little healthy correction so far. But it may come back down to this weekly, but not the weekly, but the 20-day is getting close to the bottom of that. I mean, this is still bullish. It's above the 20-day. It's above $5. $5 should be strong support. And like I said, it's the only thing that's running, so could it sell off right here? Yeah, pull back to 5. Let's see. Let me look at it on a higher time frame. Oh yeah, we're just consolidating here. This is nice. This is nice right here. There's nothing wrong with this. Yeah. A little triangle starting to form. Unless it's going to crack here. May crack. On the 5-minute, the 20-day is a lot lower. Oh boy, the SPY. Yeah, this might actually crack because the SPY's starting to drop more. Yeah. SPY's probably about to have that next leg down. Yeah. It's starting to come. So that probably will mess up MOSY anyway. Oh, let's see. We got some new PR. Let me see. China reports outbreak of H5N8 bird flu in wild birds in Tibet. So now we've got a H5N8. Israeli military says it's shelling a number of targets in Lebanon. So we got that war still going on. Biden just saying words that he always says that doesn't really mean anything. The Fed Bullard says U.S. is seeing a significant economic boom. This is why you can't listen to these idiots. The Federal Reserve guy is like, it's an economic boom. Meanwhile, the stock market's dropping and cryptos are dropping and inflation's at 5% and there's a strike across the country. God. New CDC guidance likely to pull forward growth. Now, okay. How is not wearing a mask going to help the economy any at all? Masks have nothing to do with economics. This is why we're in this type of nonsense. In the first place, because these idiots in charge say stupid shit like that, or like Fauci saying people are misinterpreting the CDC guidelines. All right, I'm not going off on a rant. I'm not doing it. Not ranting. I refuse. Let's go check real quick on TradingView, see what's happening with gold, silver, cryptos, the US dollar index. See if we can get a feel. See, Litecoins came Litecoin's at 192. It did bounce back up to 1122, but let's go to the weekly. Gold coming up to that 1900. Surprise, surprise. And Daniel B, don't get crazy. You're making a blanket statement, and blanket statements are not accurate. Nor will I deal with any of that in this chat. Dissing the government, dissing the Federal Reserve, that's fine. But dissing a movement of people who arguably are being swayed or manipulated, it's not cool. If you want to talk about that, if you want to talk directly about that foundation, actually, let's not even talk about it. It has nothing to do with anything. They on CPE to drop to 34. And silver having a little pullback, a little test there at 28, but that's all right. Yeah, right now, gold and silver, probably oil. Probably the best spots. See, MOSY may be coming back up for another push. Starting to form this triangle. Is CPE a oil stock? Yeah, I'd be keeping a close eye on MOSY right now. Possible breakout again coming. If it can break over 550, then 575. You can see it break out up to 6. Let's see about CPE. Oh yeah, that's the oil one. Now guys, I'm going to take a quick little breather here. While we're kind of in this little... Let me go through the rest of these, see if there's anything actually doing anything. Now LPTH selling off. That's going sideways. I'm just going to take these off here. So that's not doing anything. I'm not trading target. Don't care about that. CERC still has a chance. Not looking terrible, but it is going to run into a lot of resistance at 275. So, a lesson for you, for everybody who's new or somewhat new. Part of the reason why MOSY ran is because there was in these volatile markets like this, you want to be trading stocks that don't have a lot of resistance ahead. So MOSY was above all indicators, and that's why I jumped in. That's part of the reason I jumped in it. But everything else, let's see, SOS is too high up. But like LTPH or whatever, SOS maybe could be a play. LADS popping up too, but you know, LPTH is running into a bunch of resistance, so that's why it, you know, you got 3 resistance lines up here. Traders are going to be a little cautious in this market, so anything running into resistance, less likely to break, or like major resistance. PRPO, the possible move here. There's a U shape on the daily. I just broke above 4. That might have been nice to grab at 4. It's a little high right now, though. I'd wait a little bit, but it is pushing up. But same thing. This is the same thing I was just talking about. PRPO, there's no resistance ahead of it, no indicators. The only thing that's ahead of it, you know, is a little bit of resistance through these candles. So in these times, you really want to look for nothing ahead of it. Like One Life says, path of least resistance. So more than likely, PRPO, just looking at the daily chart, was going to go up instead of down because of all the support below it. All these indicators below it. And it was the same thing with MOSY. It was above all indicators and didn't have a lot of resistance ahead of it. Hey Elvis, if oil and silver works for you, buddy, trade them. You know, before the crypto crash last night, I was trading Polygon Matic. I traded it probably 10 times before I went to bed, and I was up like $100. But then I tried to swing it, and I put a stop loss in, and my stop loss didn't get hit, so I ended up taking a pretty nice loss on Matic last night. Well, actually this morning when I woke up and saw my stop loss wasn't hit. But yeah, I'm going to take a little breather real quick, and then I'm going to come back. If you guys have any questions, suggestions, or ideas or anything, go ahead and get those in. We'll get the stream probably another 30-40 minutes. Something like that. We'll see what else happens in the market, but now this is what I like to see. Alright, this is another good sign that we may be going into a low float penny stock market before I take this breather. Look at the low floats here that are on the scanner. 6 million, 4 million, 22 million, 26 million, 23 million, 8 million, and 28 million. So the whole scanner is super low floats. Of course, I've got it set for super low floats, but then look at the top gainers. What do we got as the top runner? Which is MOSY. 6 million in float, very low float. Second, SAML, 900,000, very low float. God, that's a tiny float. It's OTC market, OTC stock, and then some other OTC stocks. But LADS at the top of the NASDAQ gainer list, 4 million in float. PRPO, 22 million in float. LFMD, 26 million in float. HAR, 23 million in float. And you see all these ones I'm clicking on, ELYS, 22 million in float. All these low float stocks are the ones that are getting popped. So we may be entering back into the low float penny stock market. And boy, I will be happy as hell if we do. If we get out of this choppy, volatile market and the penny stocks just get hot for a while, that would be nice. But that's what I'm seeing today is we're probably going to go into that. And it's about time. We've been in a lull in the small cap world for the last 6 months pretty much. Or let's see. When was it hot? Was it February we had a hot month? So it's been 3 months. Yeah. 3 months. It's about time for a hot penny stock market for a couple of months. But we'll see. I'm just speculating right now. This is only one day. We need to see the same thing tomorrow. We need to see a bunch of low floats on the scanners. And then if we see that consistently over the rest of this week, then, it could be a low float season. Oh, yeah, well, no, they weren't just hot pre-COVID dip. After the COVID dip, they were hot too when the market was rebounding. I mean, when the market was rebounding, you could damn near buy any stock, and they were all going up. But we had a hot month like February or March or something like that, or at least a hot couple of weeks this year. But we've not had that penny stock market. Now normally the penny stock market doesn't heat up till August and stays hot through January. But we may see an earlier penny stock market this year because of all of everything going on, especially if the SPY just continues to drop. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna take a quick break, real quick, and then I'll be back. Like I said, if you got any questions, comments, any of that, you can go ahead and get those in. All right, I'm back. Let's see. What are you guys talking about? Nice. See MOSY pulling back too. Yikes. Look at this straight down trend line right here on the SPY. And it keeps getting rejected there. The market is like, oh god, it's like barely holding on. It's holding on like a straw. VIXY is still making a nice move up. This is the inverse of the SPY, so if the SPY drops, this goes up. That's why I was trying to get in it earlier, but too late now. And the SPY is probably gonna crack. It's been trying to hold up the best it can, but this is a pretty ugly straight down trend line at the moment. Unless they're 1964 below quarters, they're not worth anything. If they're just regular quarters, Daniel B. Oh yeah, I didn't look at the U.S. dollar index. Let's look at the U.S. dollar index. I have a feeling this is gonna be pretty nasty looking too. Yeah, that U.S. dollar index dollar is very close to losing value some more. Like we're damn near close to like if this does not hold up, if the dollar can't hold up, we're gonna see it back down to 83. This area back here, which is right after the market rebounded in 2008. Yep, yep. Looking pretty ugly. Check on Bitcoin. How Bitcoin look? Bitcoin a little rebound, $5,000 rebound right there. I'll bounce off of these areas. Yeah, there, heard me. Copper pennies. You've been bored naked, so it has value. I don't know what that really has to do with anything, but now see, look, Ether is still bullish. Ether hasn't cracked its trend line yet. Like it cracked a little bit there, but it did it back here, and then Ether went on another massive rip. So this is what I was saying last night about altcoins. I don't think like Bitcoin. I've been suspicious of for the last couple of weeks. I've said it multiple times on another channel that I'm very wary of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, of course, has pulled back pretty hard and has caused the rest of the market to pull back pretty hard. But looking at these trading pairs, Litecoin is still very close to breaking that downtrend, and we could see. I think we're still gonna get a hot altcoin market. Stock market, however, I fear is doomed for a little bit. Trading inflation protected securities shows faith in Fed inflation outlook. Now, how does that make any sense? If people are trading inflation protected securities, that does not show faith that this is going to be transitory inflation. That shows that people are putting their money in inflation safe securities. So, because they think inflation is going to get worse. I swear, these feds, man, these feds don't make a bit of sense when they talk. This is just insanity. They're straight up lying to us. They can't be this stupid. Like that is literally one of the dumbest things I've ever seen from the feds. And I've seen a lot of dumb shit from the feds, but that sentence right there is really dumb. They can't be that stupid. World powers in Vienna resume talks to revive Iran nuclear deal. Oh boy. Let's see. We got more PR. The Fed board says not clear labor force participation will return to pre-pandemic levels given pace of retirements. That doesn't make any sense. Labor market tighter than thought. Says jobs out there when people feel it's appropriate to turn. Jesus Christ. Um, you would have to look at the charts and compare. I don't. I mean, it is possible, but silver can react to the stock market. I don't think it's Bitcoin dropping that's bringing silver down any. But I mean, silver's still bullish. It's not. I mean, it's down to 27.80. It's not like it's pulled back that hard. You know, it's up almost to 29. It's having a little pullback here, but I guarantee the God. I got three of these up. I don't need three of these. I guarantee there's Fortuna Silver Mine there. It's running into a lot of resistance, but still on the uptrend at the moment. There's a big rip on a more expensive stock with a low float, only 36 million on Rita. But I wouldn't be too concerned about silver. A gold spider? What are you talking about? This is a ETF. What are you talking about? Buy a gold spider. But I'm glad you pointed this out though. Look at the gold ETF. What a spike on it. $2 spike right there. It's pretty good movement. But you can see, look, this ETF shows it too. The gold market is bullish. It's starting a new bull run. A new short term bull run, anyway. Not bad as a QQQ look. Yeah, QQQ is actually rebounding some, but it's still below this 100-day. We could very easily see the QQQ back down to this 200-day moving average. It's not far from it. Very close to dropping. Oh, I've never heard of an ETF called a spider before. And I don't really know why that's irrelevant. I just call it an ETF because that's what it is. Why would you call it? Why would you call it a spider instead of just an ETF? That's that seems like you can use 3 letters or you can use 6 letters. I think I'm gonna stick with the 3 letters. I don't think that's relevant to actually trade in the stock market at all. It's just language semantics. It's like probably some trader on Wall Street started calling them spiders or something stupid like that, and then it just stuck, and people call them spiders. I don't know. I've never heard of an ETF called a spider though in my 7 years. No, I don't have to learn Wall Street language. I really don't care what their language is. Their language is not going to help me trade. That's just word semantics, like I said. Knowing the cool lingo in Wall Street does not benefit me any at all. I know what an ETF is, so that's all I need to know. I don't need to know what some dickhead on Wall Street's calling ETFs. It was hedge fund managers calling ETF spider. Oh, look at there. Like I said, some dickheads on Wall Street. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care what they got to say. It's weird. See, actually, SPY's rebound, trying to rebound. It may break this downtrend here. Just notice QQQ was going up. I don't know, Daniel B. Tell me what SPDR means. Why do I care if somebody calls it a spider? Like, I don't care. Okay, Standard and Poor's depository receipt. Daniel B. Lingo is not. It has nothing to do with economics. So you're really reaching here, trying to. I don't know what you're trolling for on this, but you're trolling with semantics. literally, literally. Here's the thing. I didn't know what a spider was and didn't need it. And I made a profit today, so that's how irrelevant it is. I'm googling this to see how much this will help me with anything at all. Depository since Jamie was nice enough to actually tell me what it is, I can look it up and now I can see if it's worth any value to me. Depository. See if it's gonna have anything to do with my trading whatsoever. This what I just said. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm not playing a guessing game with Daniel B with his random cryptic stuff. I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Just tell me what the hell the SPDR stands for, so I can look it up real quick and see what I think about it. That's the SPY. What does it matter? What? I don't care what the SPY. I don't care that the SPDR stand the S&P. What? What is this? This is not relevant to anything. This does not change the fact that it's an ETF and that it's a basket full of stocks. Like, there's useless information. There's no that is not going to affect my trading any at all. It's literally useless information. Like, I know the SPY is the S&P 500. I know it follows the stock market. That's all I need to know. I don't really need to know that the SPY has SPDR in it. Yeah, the fund is part of the SPDR ETF chain is designed and developed by the American Stock Exchange executives. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys want to learn about the Standard and Poor's depository receipts, you can, but it's pretty much useless information. There's nothing with that that's going to help your trading. So I don't know. I mean, that's the thing with investing and trading. You can go and you can learn every single little tiny detail, minuscule detail about every little single thing if you want, but it's not necessary. The more you know, the more you grow. There you go. That's a good saying, but John's saying is based off of actually giving out information that actually can help with trading and investing, not trying to discredit me by not giving a shit about what this SPDR means right here. That has a spider on it. I didn't even notice that spider was there until now. I see what you're saying with the spider and stuff. I don't care about the words. I only care about the numbers. It's like, it's like, it's like going to a doctor and being like, "Yeah, do I have a cold?" And the doctor's like, "Well, technically, you have blah 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 blah." It's all these big scientific words for the common cold. I mean, that's all it is. I'm not. Hey, listen. My legitimacy should be questioned. Any person on YouTube or anywhere, legitimacy should be questioned. I question the government's legitimacy. I question, uh, you know, the Federal Reserve's legitimacy. I question a lot of legitimacy around the world. So if you're not questioning my legitimacy, then you probably need to wake up and start asking questions. But am I out here trying to be top dog analyst and trying to, do all that? No. My purpose here is not to be some great guru of whatever. I'm not putting out books. I'm not trying to write books or do any of that. Like I've said many a times, I'm just a guy who likes to trade stocks and cryptos. Nothing else, nothing more. And all this YouTube stuff is for community. Because there's stuff I can learn from you guys. I'm not mad at Daniel B for giving me some new information. It's just trying to discredit me with something that doesn't really mean anything. It's just weak. It's just like I said, it's just useless information. It's not anything that you need to know to trade or invest. But absolutely, John is right. The more you know, the more you grow. But I like when you guys teach me stuff, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the SPDR. It's good to know, I guess. It's information. But that's why we have the community, so we all can learn from each other. Whether it's useless information or not. Information is still information. And I want this community, like I've been saying, to be the biggest info sharing, investor, and trading hub in the world. Because I'm not the one who needs to be legitimate. I need all of you guys to be legitimate. Because you guys are the community. I'm just one person. You guys are the ones who've helped build this channel. You guys are the viewers, the like button hitters, the commenters, all that stuff that helps with the YouTube algorithm. So, this is y'all's community you're building. We're all building this together. So I need all you guys to be legitimate. And I think everybody is. I don't think we have anybody who's full of BS in our community. At least not yet. I'm sure that day will come. Nope, you're right, Daniel B. I do not have any idea what you're talking about. Because you've not said anything. All you said spider. That's literally the only word of any value that you said, and that value is debatably useless, in my opinion. So, I definitely do not know what you're talking about. I'm being dead serious. I have no clue what is going through your brain right now, Daniel B. Or ever. Right now or ever, really. But we're having fun here. Everything's just crashing around us, and we're having a blast. That's the good thing about it, man. We all having fun. Market's really trying to rebound. You can see it turning darker here. That'll depend if it can break out over this trend line. The SPY can. Let's look at that's the SQQ. Let's see. Let's go back to QQQ. QQQ still kind of swingling up. I mean, you could look for possible buy on MOSY. Like you got this downtrend at the moment, kind of forming. It's got a break of 515. I think you can see it start moving again. But until that breaks, it could easily just sell off. We are getting a pretty decent uptrend. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that little triangle there. See how strong is $5? $5 is actually pretty strong. There's strong resistance before, so if it can hold as support at $5, then it could possibly be a play. Circ, I forgot who called this. Was calling this out, but Circ is in a very tight triangle. This is gonna pop upwards or downwards very soon, but there's not a lot of volume on it at the moment, so I would expect maybe this to drop down. Because there is some resistance that it's hitting at. And it's going to need buying volume to break if it's going to break out of that triangle. Pre-market high is at 264, so even if it does break out of the triangle, it's going to hit 264 as resistance. And then it's going to hit 275 resistance, and then all these indicators. So it doesn't have a lot of room to run, but maybe you could get 25, 30 cents out of it if it pops to the upside. MOSY is starting to look pretty decent. Instead of breaking that 515 area, and that should be good to go. So possible plays, a couple possible plays and whatnot. We'll see. See how the market ends up closing. Yeah, SPY is still under that downtrend. So, alright, ladies and gentlemen, I believe I'm going to call it a day. We will be back tomorrow for some more live stream stock trading. We'll see what happens with this market. And I'm probably not going to do any live crypto trading tonight, but I will still do the update on the other channel and give my thoughts as the day goes on here to see where everything kind of lands at. Oh, and I announced it last night on the other channel, so I'll announce it for you guys today real quick before I go. We have two announcements. One, we have H&H Trader, who is joining the channel. Hal Hart. You guys see him. He comes in and out of the streams. Been following the channel with us for a while now. And then John and I, Zadar and I, are going to be doing an interview with the CEO of BTCS, the company we both just did stock reviews of. So that is scheduled for the 21st. We're going to pre-record it, and then we'll try to put it out that night. But if you are interested in BTCS or hearing us drill a CEO for questions about his company, me and John are going to tag team him. That sounded really bad. Yeah, Hal's awesome. Hal's awesome. I've got to know Hal a little bit better the last week. Been talking to him and stuff before I, signed him to the channel. So Hal will be doing some day trading content, kind of like my type of stuff in the price range that I trade. He kind of trades that similar trade. Well, it's BTCS, but it probably dropped today because I'd imagine with Ether dropping, because their biggest holdings is Ethereum. Yeah, see, it did sell off, but right back up to 66 cents. Yeah, and then One Life, as soon as he gets done with all his stuff, One Life's supposed to join the channel as well. Put out some content for you guys. So that's what I'm saying. We're building a community here. And, I could keep all this, I could keep all the, ad revenues for myself if I wanted to and go that route as a lot of other YouTubers do, but like I said, I want you guys to help me build this. I think we got something special here that we can really grow and build into something big. So, trying to take traders from the community, give them a platform where they can make some money for their content and also give you guys some good value. So a lot going to be happening. I keep saying that, and it is going to continue to keep happening. All the stuff. You move on the 4th. Very nice. Buying the opportunity, you'll load up for the pump. um, they may not, I don't know if you watch mine or John's video, but the only thing that's keeping them from uplisting to the NASDAQ is being at under $4. They've got to get to the $4 price target, and then they're going to uplist. So, there very well could be some type of pumpy effect from that interview, because it is going to, that company has millions of email subscribers and stuff, so they're going to email blast that video out. So it could get a little pumpy around then. I mean, it's not every day that you have CEOs. Well, here lately, though, I've been seeing some CEOs doing some interviews on some channels. But anyway, you don't usually see that. And I think he wants to clear the air on some things with BTCS. I think they got a bad rap on this last pump, but it wasn't their fault. I don't know. No, yes and no, Orlando. I think China's banning it on purpose because they're trying to make their digital yuan. They're trying to push their own crypto, their own government-backed crypto. So that's why they banned it. And China's trying to take over as the world's reserve currency. They're trying to take that from the U.S., which more than likely is going to happen at this point. Unless something dramatic changes with everything, but I don't know about that. But every country that it's been banned in, it's seen an uptick. Multiple countries have banned cryptos, but the whole reason for cryptos is to be decentralized and to give you power over your money against government overreach. So when the government bans you from having power over your money to protect you from government overreach, that only would, at least for me, it would piss me off even more and make me be like, no, screw that. I'm going to go buy more. You're not, that's all it is. It's just a ploy. You listen to any interviews from J.P. Morgan Chase or the Bank of England CEO or any of these banker people, central banks, the big banks, they all have been talking mad trash about cryptos. And the reason why is because it takes the banks out. You don't need a bank with cryptocurrency. It completely removes the banks from the system, which is a lot of money that they stand to lose. So I think the more regulations and bannings and stuff that we have on cryptos, I think it just gives them more validity because it's literally what they are designed for is to go against that government overreach. So yeah, they are. They are, Orlando. That's what they're all doing. Even the U.S. The Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell said they're looking into making a crypto dollar, a digital U.S. dollar. Uh, and Janet Yellen and some of the other government and Federal Reserve people have talked about banning cryptos or taxing them at a higher rate. But they're talking about taxing everything at a higher rate. They're going to raise corporate taxes and they're going to raise capital gains tax. You can forget about it. You can forget about the entire stock market and the economy. It's gonna we're gonna be in a recession, maybe a depression if they do what they're talking about. It's a very risky gamble that they're playing. Like the play that they're trying to make is if they pull it off, I would be very impressed because at this point, there's to me from what I've seen, I don't see any reason why the economy would want to rebound. Well, no, here's the thing. I mean, the governments can try to ban them and regulate them and do all that, but murder is banned and regulated, and we see how much that stops that from happening. So, buying and selling cryptos or investing in cryptos is a lot less drastic as murder. So, and then another thing too is this is not the first time the U.S. government has overreached like this on cryptos and stuff. They haven't done anything yet, but they're going to, I'm sure. But back in the day, it was illegal in the United States to own gold. Like the government made it illegal and took everybody's gold who was holding gold. So everybody who thinks that the government is here to help, like I think as Ronald Reagan said, that's the last thing you want to hear is, "Hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help." It's not what you want. Government is not supposed to be all up in your business. They're definitely not supposed to be talking about whether you can hold or buy or sell gold and silver. And it should be the same thing with cryptos. You should have the freedom to buy the cryptos and sell the cryptos you want. It's your money. If you lose it, you lose it. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. So it's not nothing like that, and it's getting worse and worse. Um, and no, it's deeper than that. Like Joe Biden definitely doesn't believe that he's helping people. He knows what he's doing. Well, he may not know what he's doing because he's senile, but the people who are behind Joe Biden know exactly what they're doing right now. Because if you look at, I'm gonna go over this lesson real quick, and then I'm gonna call it a day. But the inflation being up like that causes consumer prices to rise. Your purchasing power of the dollar is devalued, so it takes more dollars to buy products. We've went over this multiple times, but they don't want to redistribute the wealth. They say that they redistributed the wealth into their pockets over this whole COVID year. They're not trying to redistribute wealth to help anybody. And even that term redistribute wealth, that pisses me off because, like, what if I just come to your house and decide I'm going to redistribute your wealth into my pocket? That's theft. That's all redistribute wealth means. It's just fancy nice words for theft. like like I would love to see I'd love to see like a gangster movie or something where they like come knock on the door and like, hey, we're here to redistribute your wealth. And then they pull a kick door. But anyway, the inflation thing, all that I was saying about the dollar and inflation rising, that inflation, they know exactly what they're doing. They know they're devaluing the dollar. They're purposely devaluing the dollar because they got to pay back all the loans that they've took out, because no other countries will help us right now. They will not give us money. They gave us money in 2008, and all we did is go further into debt. China has taken all of our little pieces of paper, our IOUs, for all types of products and goods. That's why we have goods and products right now, because we've been closed and we've not had any manufacturers working. Now a lot of the manufacturers are leaving the country. Why? Because they're trying to raise taxes and all of that. But the main thing is inflation itself is a tax. It is a sneaky, scumball, modern monetary theory tax. Because you are getting taxed. Think about that for a minute. If the dollar is getting devalued and they're raising taxes, that means it's going to cost more dollars to pay the normal amount of taxes, but they're raising the taxes, so it's going to cost even more amount of dollars. So your value is getting sucked away from you. And this is what I was talking about all last year too, is they, like during COVID, they shut down all the small businesses. The only businesses that were open were Amazon, Walmart, Target, all of that. And that doesn't make any bit of sense. Walmart's aisles are 2 foot wide. If you've been in Walmart, there's no way you can social distance in those 2 foot aisles. So it wasn't about COVID at all. It was about redistributing wealth into the big corporations who lobby the government, because that's who runs the Republicans and Democrats and been running them for years and years. You got the lobbyists from big corporations. You got the lobbyists from unions. You have all of that. That's what I keep saying. These people in power are not your friends. I don't know why anybody would trust a random person who is making decisions for them, and the decisions are not turning out very well. So, but that inflation, the whole point I'm saying about the inflation thing is it is a sneaky tax. They add money to the supply, and that causes the inflation. And as they're taxing us, they're stealing our value from the devalued dollars. The little bit of value we have left on the dollars is worse. Because think about it. If your purchasing power, if your purchasing power of your dollar bought a big, well, let's say the purchasing power of your dollar bought a McChicken for $1.15. Back in last year before COVID. Now we have 4% inflation. That means inflation doubled. That dollar is not going to be able to buy you that one chicken sandwich, because that McChicken's going to go up, and it's going to cost $2 for that McChicken sandwich.
you're paying double for the same McChicken sandwich, and it doesn't cost any more for McDonald's to put out those chicken sandwiches. It's the value of the chicken sandwich has or not the value of the chicken sandwich hasn't changed, just the price has because the dollar's buying less. So when you buy all these products and you're paying sales tax during inflation, you're paying more devalued dollars, and the inflation with the sales tax is going to steal whatever value left. Like your U.S. dollars are so very close to being worthless. McChickenomics, yeah, there you go, McChickenomics. But yeah, I'm not talking crazy. This is not conspiracy either. If you go look all up what I'm saying, you go look at the U.S. bond yields, the inflation rates, you go learn about what the Federal Reserve can and can't do. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're doing it on purpose. And I don't know why they're doing it on purpose, because they're trying their hardest to crash the economy. While also pretending to the public that they're saving the economy. But this it can't be saved at the moment, especially with now this workers' strike thing that's all over social media. That's a whole nother thing thrown in at a really bad time. Somebody put that seed in people's head, that socialistic seed that somebody who puts a basket of fries in a fryer, a deep fryer, should make $30 an hour. That's just insanity. But here's the thing: that was before inflation. Now that inflation has doubled, well, then technically the pay wages should be going up with inflation, and that's not going to happen because of minimum wage. Minimum wage makes it to where there's no competition amongst companies. If the companies all are forced to pay people at $7.50 an hour, well, guess what they're going to do? They're going to pay everybody at $7.50 an hour. They're not going to compete against each other. They're just going to pay the lowest wages. If there was no minimum wage, there would be competitiveness in the markets to hire more skilled people for more money. And unskilled labor too. And unskilled labor, by the way, does not mean what they're saying all over social media, that unskilled labor is a myth or whatever. Unskilled labor is a term, an economic term, that just means that you don't have to go to college or go to a trade school to work there. You don't have a specific skill. So, that doesn't mean you can't make money in the unskilled labor market. My wife is making great money in the unskilled labor market as a human resource manager now. So there's a lot like, this is why I say you got to stay away from mainstream media or social media, because they're purposely trying to manipulate everything. They've been doing it, and they keep doing it. They need ratings because YouTube and Netflix is killing them. Like, I could go on and on about all this stuff. This is all the research that I've been doing the past year, actually a year and a half now at this point. Actually, probably 2 years really at this point. But you gotta go do the research yourself, because you won't see it. Then they're not going to lay it out for you. It is all laid out for you, but they're not going to point to it. They're going to distract you with other things, like the Israel war right now. They're putting a bunch of media attention on Israel and Palestine. Well, that's nothing new. Israel and Palestine's been fighting forever. That's nothing new at all. That's just like two brothers fighting. But they're focused on that, and they're barely talking about inflation. Only the economic news channels are talking about inflation. The MSNBC mentioned it once, but they really didn't tell. It's like, oh, we've got higher than normal inflation, but the Fed said it'll be fine. And that's it. Danny B, go shove a McChicken up your ass. How about that? No, I'm just kidding, buddy. So, all right, guys. Now that I've went off on that long rant, and trust me, I could go on and on about all this and tie it all together in one big bow. Maybe I should do a video on that. I don't know. I don't know if you, because the thing is, like, I've been talking about this stuff for like a year and a half, so I don't know if you guys really want me to do a whole video on it, because I talk about it all the time, literally. So I don't know. You guys let me know. It's up to you. But I will say this. I'm going to leave you guys with this. Because of all of that I just said, that is why I want to build a community. Because we are stronger in numbers. United we stand, divided we fall. And they have tried their very best to make us all fall. And when we're all independent by ourselves, they have a lot more power over us. But in numbers, that starts to change the dynamics. So this movement that I'm trying to start, like, I'm dead serious about all this. Like, I want this to be a movement to where everyday hardworking people can get out from under the government thumb and social media and mainstream media nonsense and all of that. Now, we continue to grow, we continue to build, we will have power in numbers. We are at war for our wealth right now. So we got to build us our own little financial army, and we will have strength in numbers. Alabama trader, a country boy will survive. So yeah, guys, this is, if you're just here to watch, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm glad to have everybody a part of the community, no matter how much you put into it or how less you put into it. Everybody is welcome, and I appreciate all the support. And I want to make this a movement. This is no longer about YouTube. This is no longer just about trading. This is a movement because we need community networks that are not under government thumb around the world, globally. Because if you go look at Australia's in a housing market bubble. Theirs is about to crash. That'll be pretty rough on their economy, and there's plenty of other countries too. So now that we can all connect globally, we got to connect globally, man. We got to take the power back for the people. Cryptotarians. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. We'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your day out there. Stay safe. Till next time.